Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and I think we all know that the political highlight of this past week was the entire Trump-Russia hoax that we've been having to hear about for years being totally exposed as a hoax in front of a national television audience. Of course, I'm referring to Wednesday's hearings on Capitol Hill, where Special Counsel Robert Mueller was appearing in front of the House Judiciary Committee and the House Intelligence Committee. And it was just proven what we've said all along, what President Trump has said all along: no collusion, no obstruction. And don't take my word for it. I look at the words of one Robert Mueller, because Mr. Mueller had to admit this past Wednesday when he was on Capitol Hill that there was no conspiracy on the part of Donald Trump pertaining to these Trump-Russia collusion allegations. And if you go back to Mr. Mueller's 448-page report that was made available to us this past spring, you would realize that Mr. Mueller said that conspiracy and collusion are synonymous in his view. So when Mueller says that there was no conspiracy, he is saying by his own definition that there was no collusion. And also, there was no obstruction, because you had Republican Congressman Doug Collins specifically ask Mr. Mueller if his investigation was hindered in any way, and Mueller had to respond by saying no. So, there we go. Mueller's own words: no collusion, no obstruction. And we've known it for years now. We've known it since day one. But now, anyone out there who might have still been on the fence, who might not have had a definitive answer, they know now, as long as they went into it with an open mind and were willing to accept the facts, accept reality, they know that Trump, not guilty of collusion, not guilty of obstruction, not guilty of any of the things he's been so baselessly accused of by so many folks on the left. But you'd think maybe this matter's done now. It cannot be done, because there was collusion in the 2016 presidential election, collusion on the part of Hillary Rodham Clinton, her campaign, and the DNC when they went spending that money on that phony Trump dossier that was compiled by foreign nationals citing, wait for it, Russian sources, and that dossier was used by Hillary's high-ranking friends in the Obama administration, in the Obama intel agencies, to abuse this nation's FISA courts, illegally spy on Donald Trump's campaign, specifically campaign advisor Carter Page, in an effort to influence the outcome of the 2016 election. And not to mention that you had all these high-ranking folks in the Obama intel agencies, the Peter Strzok's, the Lisa Pages of the world, plotting to try and destroy the Trump campaign and then the Trump presidency in its infancy, coming up with these backup plans in case the American Electoral College decided to vote for someone that the small group of DC liberal elites didn't like. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. All of this stuff was going on. So much corruption, so much criminality, and that's just based off of what we know. It's so clear that we don't know anywhere close to the full story. We don't have anywhere close to the entire picture here. So we do need fair and thorough investigations into the corruption of Hillary Clinton and her campaign, into the corruption of all these high-ranking folks in the Obama White House and the Obama intel agencies. Heck, we need fair and thorough investigations into Mueller and his investigation, because it is so abundantly clear that Mueller and Andrew Weissman and all of the other Trump-hating leftists that comprise the Mueller team, that they went way off the tracks, that they were just trying to dig into Donald Trump's entire life and try and find a crime to pin on him, which is, of course, not how it's supposed to go in the United States of America. We need fair and thorough investigations into all those things, because unlike with the baseless allegations that were made against Donald Trump in recent years, we actually have proof to some extent that the wrongdoings I just mentioned actually took place, and that is when an investigation is warranted. Fortunately, we have our Attorney General William Barr and U.S. Attorney John Durham already looking into some of those things, the corrupt origins of this whole Trump-Russia collusion hoax. But for all the things that are not being looked into, hopefully, for the good of this country, investigations will be launched in the near future. And like I said, we need fair and thorough investigations into all these things, and anyone who can be proven in a court of law to have committed a crime needs to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. We need to ensure that is the case because that is the only way that all of us average Americans, that we can start to restore our faith in the system of justice in the United States of America, which it is so sad to see, but elite leftists have succeeded in recent years in ensuring that our system of justice has become a two-tiered system of justice, one that favors powerful liberals and one that tries to destroy the lives of anyone who does not agree with their ideology, who supports President Trump, who's a known conservative. This sort of crap cannot stand. In the United States of America, we need to always have one system of justice where it applies to everyone, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, Trump hater, Trump supporter, equally. We cannot have two tiers of justice in the United States. And hopefully we get fair and thorough investigations into the matters that I laid out. We see all of the criminal actors punished to the fullest extent of the law, and we successfully tear down that two-tier justice system. That's all the time that we have for today and for this week. Have the best weekends. John Muir Show, Monday and each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.